the interwebs, the final frontier. These are the new adventures of TKO. Its continued mission to boldly go where no nerd has gone before. With your hosts, the nerd who lifts, the Jack Nerd. The one who knows how to make a fat basket, the Jerky Man. The chosen one who is the pool of knowledge for Star Wars, Starpool. These are the continuing voyages of TKO with a new generation. This is TKO, the next generation.
Give me a countdown.
I'm hosting again tonight.
Countdown.
Ready?
Yep.
Alright, you got it set to record?
Yep.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, good, Derp. Greetings from Podcastville. It's another episode of TKO, the next generation. And with me is a bunch of degenerates and a guest going around the table. Mr. John Hanson, the Jack Nerd. How the hell are you?
Doing pretty good, man. You know, chilling, living the dream. Made about $50 at my little part-time job, so I was able to fill my truck up. Grab some good beverages for the evening, and yeah, doing pretty good.
What's all that background noise? Who is that?
Not me.
Sorry, that's probably them playing Call of Duty. You want me to ask them to turn it down?
Can you do it in your bedroom?
If I'm in the bedroom, the background noise is just going to get loud.
Oh, is it? You got a basement?
I told you that I'm in a hotel room with my brother and my dad.
Oh, you're a hotel. Okay. I did not know about that. You definitely want to get like a headset for the future.
Yeah, especially because these earbuds are kind of dying on me.
Yeah,
I don't need battery life.
I mean,
I definitely want to get a headset to minimize the background noise, but we'll just fuck it. We'll keep going a minute and keep going with this. So, Tyler, pick up.
I'll ask him to turn it down a little.
Yeah, get your plug, please.
Hey, could you turn it down a little, please?
Yeah, you will, asswipe.
Thank you.
I hope you didn't even say that.
Jesus Christ. Wow.
So volume is turned down.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Tell him I said thank you. Okay, so how are you, Tyler? What's new?
I'm chilling. Got some Joby root beer, some drinking the good stuff. And yeah, just kind of chilling, planning some action figure projects, and yeah, and I mean, I don't really have anything else to say other than that.
All right. Dan, the man Weigang, our newest wingman, how are you?
I'm doing alright, man.
Yeah. How was work? Same old, nothing new?
Same old.
Yeah.
Changes. More paperwork.
Still got that month and a half of TKO yet?
Of course I have. Really?
Dude, you gotta use that shit up. God damn. That's a good vacation.
Indeed it is.
Alright, well, we're going to get into what everybody got this week, or since our last show, but first I'd like to introduce our first female guest on the show. She is also my girlfriend. I'd like to introduce Miss Quinn Radke. Quinn, how are you doing tonight?
I'm alright.
Yeah? Joe, have a good weekend?
Yeah.
Alright, well, since this is your first time being on a podcast, I'll guide you through, okay?
Okie dokie.
So, alright, so I'll go back around. John, what did you get this week? Anything?
Not really, not a lot. I think, well, I'm wearing what I got, I think, at the beginning of the month, which is my jacket. I got a couple other things. I got a Thanos blade from Endgame, so I got that for my one of my figures and whatnot. And honestly, the collecting game has been a little slow this month. I'm not gonna lie. And even though my shopping cart is starting to fill up a little bit, but just got to make sure I pay the bills, do the rent, you know, take out the dog, wash the cat, you know.
Alright. Tyler, what did you get this week?
Absolutely nothing yet. Like I said before we started the show, we may run back up to Holocron and my brother may get Jedi Knight Revan.
He cut out.
Yeah, he cut out.
Just because, like, we went to the GameStop. We wanted to try to see if GameStop had them still. Apparently, they don't. Apparently, after the pre-orders, they just like sold out. They were so popular. So we're gonna have to cough up the $40 to $50, which is what it is. But I mean, hey, at least we knew that they were so hot that Holocron has them, and I also got to talk to a very cute lady behind the desk.
Yeah. Nice.
So, unfortunately, I did not get her number because I didn't want to, you know, ask her out and then feel awkward and everything.
Okay. Alright, Dan, did you get anything this week? Any new knickknacks? Anything at all?
Not really, no.
No?
Haven't gone to Madison recently with you, so.
That's true. Alright, and now on to our guest. Quinn, did you get anything this week or this month? Anything for like your collection? Anything?
I got a new game.
Called The Devil May Cry?
Yes.
Alright, that counts. See, every time you say Devil May Cry, it just sounds like some James Bond novel.
No.
It kind of does, actually.
Yeah, it just sounds like it. I know it's not, but it just sounds like a James Bond novel. Because there used to be a shitload of James Bond novels back in the day.
It's a really fun game.
You know, I think I heard of Devil's May Cry. Like, doesn't 1,000 Toys make some 6-inch figures for that game?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I think they do. I think they make. Isn't there someone named Dante in that game?
Yep.
Yes. There's
Yes,
Dante.
they have. Because I've seen The Amazing Tree on Dante.
There's Dante and Virgil.
Epic.
Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Nice.
She just got that video game. Okay.
I had to get back into it, but when I had my Xbox One and stuff like that, I had this game called Marvel vs. Capcom, and Capcom was actually a game thing for like, I think they had like not only Ryu and like Street Fighter, but they also had Dante from Devil May Cry and stuff like that, where he has his two Desert Eagles, I think there are, which is Ebony and Ivory, and I think that's actually pretty cool. And it's just, I played it as the character a little bit. I think I have it for PS4 now. I have to dig back into that game and, you know, get back into it. But all right, yeah, that's my 10 cents in it.
You know, there's actually a live-action Street Fighter movie, right?
Yep, with
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yep, Jean-Claude. Yep.
Yeah, that movie definitely has like a 1966 Batman feel to it. Now, it was in the 90s. What do you expect? But, alright. So, now that everyone's been introduced and talked about what they got this week, here we are moving on to our news segment, Newsflash. Newsflash is entertainment news site. Variety is reporting a wonderful news with Transformers live-action fans. According to the news, 2 brand new movies are being planned out to be produced simultaneously, written by James Vanderbilt and Joby Harold. Excuse me. The sources say they represent an opportunity to build out multiple storylines within the franchise of the live-action films. Paramount Studios is currently seeking out directors and a fresh new cast for the movies. The studio is also looking to revamp the movie franchise. James Vanderbilt was a scriptwriter for The Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, as well as Zodiac. Joby Harold is best known for his work on King Arthur, Legend of the Sword, and he is currently working on the script for DC Universe's The Flash. And an update recently, Deadline denotes that one movie will continue the story from Transformers Bumblebee, a sequel to that, while the other one will be a live-action Beast Wars film, finally.
I'm going to say it once. Purple T-Rex. It better happen, I'm saying, or I'm going to riot.
You know, if they do that, they're going to have the guy that did the voice back in the day.
They have to. They have to. I mean...
So they're going to go Gary Chalk.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
He's not a fan of these.
Yeah.
The characters, figures, and screenshot. Like, transform to a truck.
Breaking up like
You're breaking up bad, buddy.
Yes.
Yeah, I still think he's having a stroke.
If you turn your video off of on Skype, it should might help out with that.
Yeah, Tyler, turn your video off, but just have the audio on.
I'll turn mine off. I'll turn mine off just to ease the load. So I mean,
Yeah,
probably won't help, but
that should lower the amount of data he's
yeah,
using on his phone.
yeah. Having difficulties with the show, so it'll be all right.
It'll be all right there, Bo Shad. I think we'll just do that for now. We'll just have the cameras off.
Yeah, I mean, if everyone can shut their cameras off, that would probably be easy on everyone. I mean, I know we all look like shit, but we all look like shit equally. There you go. Now I see Quinn.
Mine's working fine.
Okay, she'll be all right.
Yeah, okay. Closer to the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, overall, we were talking about for the Paramount developing more into the Transformers franchise. I really hope that they count the Bumblebee movie as a reboot, because that's what everyone. That's before, right after when the Bumblebee movie came out. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's not a reboot. It's a prequel." But to me, and Chris and Quinn, y'all can back me up on this one, that it felt like a rebooted Transformers movie.
Yeah, what we all agreed on. That, and that's what everybody advocates. No, it's a reboot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I think if they do a sequel to Transformers Bumblebee, and then at the same time have Transformers Beast Wars, like a spin-off of some kind, I think that'll work out.
as long as it's done right. I mean, for one,
Yeah.
you know, for the time being of Beast Wars way back in the day, it was definitely different technology for to be a completely computer graphic, a CGI show. And honestly, the way it worked out really good in the end, and it was probably one of the things that saved Transformers the most. And with everything going on with the new, even more recent Transformers news, I mean, this new show that's coming out is probably going to really revamp the franchise even more.
And the one on Netflix.
Oh yeah, Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I want to watch a few episodes to see what I think of it because I'm still not sure. But I'm willing to give it a shot, and maybe I'll have a different opinion by then.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, the animation's crisp. I don't know about the voice work, but I mean,
Because it kind of reminds me of the War for Cybertron and Fall for Cybertron video games. If it's in that style, or if they had just used the same animation techniques for those video games and made a series based on those video games, oh yeah, then I'll definitely watch it.
I mean, I'm still going to check it out. I don't know about anyone else, but I'm still going to watch it.
Yeah, I'll still watch it too, just out of curiosity, because Netflix did a really good job with the new She-Ra, so chances are I think they'll do okay with the new Transformers. So.
Right, yeah.
So,
yeah,
because I completely forgot that the Toy Fair in New York City is going on, and there's a lot of cool shit coming out.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. I mean, I know Dan's not really big into a lot of the stuff we're into, but I mean, one thing we should definitely talk about is those Deadpool figures. Those look freaking great. I mean, I for the longest time I was trying to figure out what, if I made a cable, how would I go about it? And it has to be the movie cable from the Deadpool 2 movie cable version. And now here comes freaking Hasbro throwing the Marvel Legends cable right out of their asses. Like, Jesus Christ. You took my idea, Hasbro. What the fuck?
Yeah, but that Deadpool looks really good.
They have cameras in your house.
Yeah. Cameras in my barracks, because when I first saw Deadpool 2, I was down in Texas, in Fort Hood, and it was probably in my buddy's car, because my buddy and I went to see Deadpool 2, and we were talking about it, and if you have this idea, and because he's a nerd too, and I'm going to talk to him, like, I have this idea of making a Deadpool 2 figure, making a cable, and then all of a sudden it's like, how many years later? Like, a couple years later, now they're making a cable figure? But
John, didn't you have the idea of wanting to make like a cable cosplay, but have the gun, custom-made airsoft gun?
Yeah, I did have that idea. Thanks for reminding me. I mean,
because I remember at one point we went online and looked around to see what parts and airsoft guns you could find to customize with.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because like I said, I think if you did that cosplay of Cable, I think that'd be pretty good.
I mean, I know how.
I gotta say, I'm really excited for these 4 Deadpool figures because I was very tempted to get a custom, or not really. Well, I was tempted to get a Mafex Deadpool KO figure and kind of customize it a bit to make it into a movie Deadpool, and now I don't have to. Hasbro saved me a lot of money. Won't make that a lot, but they saved me quite a bit of money.
Yeah, because that's what this Hasbro Legends figure is. It's Deadpool from Deadpool 2, and I'd say it looks pretty accurate.
Yeah.
But speaking of action figures, one of the topics was detailed and scary accurate head sculpts for Marvel figures.
Oh, gee. Oh, yeah.
Dude, they're getting really accurate, like creepy accurate.
I mean, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I mean, the head sculpts I have for some of my figures are pretty much, in a way, they're like miniaturized Hot Toys heads. And then how scary accurate some of that shit is, I mean, like, it's just weird, It's just really fucking weird.
the manifold ones.
Yeah, the manifold. And you come to think of it, it's like, you know, you got the Marvel Legends stuff, which they, you know, Hasbro has been doing better at, you know, making their head sculpts. But you look at these other like third-party companies that make these head sculpts and stuff, and they just put Hasbro's attempt to shame. You know, it's like, what the hell are you gonna do? I mean, just give up, Hasbro. Your days are numbered.
And not just Hasbro, but Mayfix and SH Figuarts too.
No, you're damn right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, these third-party companies know exactly what they're doing. They have the time, they have the technology, they have the sculptors, and and then also the reference material is there. I mean, you got, like, for example, Robert Downey Jr. How many photos of Robert Downey Jr. are on the internet? Try probably like 1 billion. You know, it's like, all they gotta do is like, okay, well, throw a bit of this in there, throw a little bit of that in there, and boom, you got a 1/12 scale Tony Stark head, for crying out loud. I mean that's the way I feel with some of the, like, some of the new Transformer figures, like Masterpiece Black Arachnia, for example. I mean, it looks in Dinobot. I mean, it looks like they jumped off the show. I mean, technology and stuff, when it comes to stuff that we like, is exponential of what people are really truly capable of if they engineer things the right way.
Yeah, exactly. The 3D printing is also getting really, really good.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you can have a very accurate head of Tom Holland for Spider-Man figure, have it really well 3D printed, and then have it custom painted to look exactly like him, and then just put it on the Spider-Man action figure body, and then you're set to go.
I already got one of those, Chris. So.
Because, I mean, just yesterday I saw someone had a custom-made G.I. Joe figure, but it was the Bruce Willis one from one of the live-action movies.
Yeah.
And the head sculpt was, like, insanely accurate. It was, like, creepy accurate. It was almost like it almost looked like Bruce Willis wearing a wax mask of himself.
Right,
and it was creepy.
I mean, it is kind of creepy because, and I look at some of the head sculpts I have, I'm like, it feels like they're watching me. It's just weird. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, please don't kill me in my sleep. Just don't jump on me and start whacking me with your little plastic arms, and I'll just swat you away, and then run to my 1911 and just start shooting all you.
So, there have been times where I would post a figure and then put it down, and then all of a sudden I sit or lay in my bed and then I look over to them, and all of a sudden they're looking at me, and I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Let's see, I think.
And I'll be like, did not intend on that happening.
Let's see, I think Hasbro and all the other third-party companies know that the fans want it to look exactly like the actors and characters in the movies and TV shows. And I think Hasbro's finally starting to realize that too with these Deadpool figures, because they look pretty accurate.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
yeah.
Alright, so moving on to our next segment. So, I know Quinn and I have seen this movie, but I don't know if you guys have. The movie Mighty Ducks, the Mighty Duck movies. You guys remember seeing them?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't too long ago that Sean Weiss, who played Goldberg in those films, was a few weeks ago arrested on drug charges. Arrested for burglary, breaking into a home, and being on drugs. This case, meth. And that's a shame because, like, 5 years ago, he was doing really good. He was happy and healthy looking, and now you look at him and you just wouldn't recognize him. He's insanely skinny. He's hairy, he's hairy as fuck, and he looks like a hobo. I mean, he really does.
Yeah.
And you guys can look this up on Google right now. Just type in Mighty Ducks Goldberg, and the actor's name will come right up and take you to an article about what happened to him.
Right.
He's all jacked up on drugs, broke into a home, all doped up, and he was just hanging out in someone's car, just sitting there, and cops came in and took him away, and so I think he's going through some kind of depression really bad.
Yeah.
That's the problem with if you're a child actor working for Disney. I think something like that. Some can handle it, some can't, and it just fucks you up.
I mean, it is sad. I mean, it is really sad that.
Because Goldberg's my favorite. I mean, who didn't like him?
Yeah.
You know? And he was the same cute, chubby, funny kid in the movie Heavyweights. He was in that movie too.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So he was, at this point, he was definitely a Disney kid.
Damn.
Yeah, because, I mean, Kurt Russell was also a Disney kid. Doing a bunch of stuff for Disney, and he was personal friends with Walt Disney at one point in time. And Kurt Russell had a career for himself after that, and he turned out just fine.
Exactly.
So that proves that some can handle it, some can't. And I was just telling John about this the other day. And look at Macaulay Culkin; he was doing really good, and then he wasn't doing so good, but then he cleaned up his act, and he's doing better than ever before now. He's married, and he's already got his first kid.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, kudos to him.
Exactly. I completely
He's
agree.
so good, he's got his own podcast, and he's been a guest on numerous other shows on YouTube.
Right,
He freaking loves YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's doing a lot better, so shout out to him.
Damn right, yeah, definitely.
But, this next part of our new segment, I'm not going to read all the details, but long story short, BotCon is coming back next summer. BotCon being another Transformers convention that was sponsored and backed up by Hasbro, but now it's coming back, being managed by a whole new group of people, most of them fans themselves, and also by another group of people, new people from Hasbro. Because Hasbro wants to have BotCon come back while they still approve of TFCon.
Right, yeah.
And from what I've read on Twitter and Facebook, it sounds like not only is it being backed up by Hasbro, but also it's going to be a possible return of Fun Pub Publications, which might be under a whole new team of management, because Fun Pub Publications, they did a G.I. Joe magazine, and they also did Transformers magazine. And I was subscribed to the Transformers magazine for like a couple of years, and I still have some of the magazines in my collection too.
Right, yeah.
You would get them like, I think, once every 3 months in the mail.
Mm-hmm.
And they would have some articles and some little humorous comics and stuff like that. And they did the same thing with the G.I. Joe Collectors Club magazine. So, no official announcement as to where BotCon 2021 will be at. Probably it'll be during the summer next year, but they haven't announced if it'll be like in Chicago or in some other city or in the suburbs.
Right.
But I always think it'd be really fun to have a Comic-Con where it's TFCon, BotCon, or any other Comic-Con. I think it would just be so cool to have it in the Wisconsin Dells.
Oh, damn right,
So,
yeah.
One year you can go to the Kalahari or some water park. The next day you go to the Comic-Con, and then the day after that you can either go home or just have an extra day in the water park.
Right, exactly, yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, it would be. Definitely would be.
So, yeah, I guess we'll keep us updated from time to time about BotCon.
Yeah,
Because the BotCon exclusives are way better, I still think, than the TFCon exclusives. Because the BotCon exclusives had, like, certain themes. And I've got, like, a whole bunch of BotCon exclusives in my own personal collection. Thank you, eBay. Shout out to eBay.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I mean, if BotCon ever does make it around to Wisconsin or Illinois and Chicago, for example, I mean, it sounds like it sounds like a hell of an experience to experience BotCon, because I did experience TFCon, and I honestly can't wait for it to come back to Chicago again. I really can't. I mean, it was.
We could try to do that some year, is go to TFCon and then go to BotCon if we could, and just kind of compare the two.
Yeah.
And then just make a final decision, okay, which one is better, TFCon or BotCon?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, comparing and contrasting to like conventions like that. I mean, especially Wizard World, for example, going on to conventions in general. I mean, what would be better? What if I tried like Wizard World and then went to San Diego for San Diego Comic-Con? Like, what would be that experience? What would be the experience of when it comes to Comic-Cons?
Yeah, go to all these different title cons and compare them to one another. But still gotta go to DairyCon though, because DairyCon's fun.
Oh, hell yeah.
If you can go. I mean, if you can't go, DairyCon's good.
Oh, yeah, damn right.
But, yeah, so we'll have to keep an eye on BotCon and check that out sometime.
Yeah.
But I could see bedbugs from TKO going back and trying to ruin it.
Yeah, damn right, yeah.
So did he ever tell you about that story about what he did?
Yeah, I heard the story, yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you knew or not. So, alright, moving on to the next segment of the next subject of the news. For those of you that know about MTV's Jackass, or if you're a fan of that franchise, well, good news, because Jackass is coming back next year in 2021 from Paramount Pictures. It was announced just a week before Christmas last year, and it was announced again this week with some of the original Jackass guys on Twitter saying that they're coming back.
Oh shit, here we go again.
So, as of right now, they're executives and people at Paramount are creating up some kind of a contract deal with Steve-O, Johnny Knoxville, Jeff Tremaine, Dan Margera, and everyone else, so everyone can have some kind of a contract with how much they want to be paid and how much they should get, percentages and all this, and talk about maybe a bonus paycheck of some kind.
Right.
So it's set to come out in March of next year. So
nice.
I know what I'm doing for my birthday next year.
Nice.
So yeah, they're coming back, and they'll make it a big tribute to their good buddy Ryan Dunn, who unfortunately passed away in a car accident in 2011.
Right. Yeah. Also, speaking of other movie news, first photos of the new bat suit for the Batman is up on the interwebs. I know there's a huge thing going on. I mean, I don't know if anyone saw the new bat suit or anything like that, but I know Chris probably had.
I do like the idea of the bat symbol.
Mm-hmm. Dan, have you?
Can I
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
I don't get. I mean, I do, but I don't get all that hate around it. Mostly don't, because I mean, it's a new Batman suit, or look to the Batman suit, but it's a new Batman look. I don't get why people are so butthurt about it, because they do this kind of stuff a lot with, they made a new Batsuit each time an Arkham game was released, and they made a new Batsuit for this video game, that blah blah blah. Excuse me, and I get that. I can see why people write about the symbol on the chest, like Personally, I don't mind it because it's new, it's different, and from what I was told, see, when I had my buddy Jaden and his brother, I think it was Jordan that told me this. I think he told me that the bat symbol is made out of the gun parts from the same gun that was used to shoot Martha and Thomas Wayne. And he told me that it meant something like the steel that broke my heart will protect my heart or something like that, which I honestly think that is amazing because it sounds, to me, it sounds very, very, what's the word? It gives you chills. So.
Right.
But at the same time, I do. Like people are like, you know, oh, I don't like it. It's just too thin. It is a little thin, but who cares? It's a new suit. You know, I like it. Move on.
I mean, I'm not big into Batman, but I mean, honestly, I think the best interpretation of the bat suit was probably in Batman Begins. I mean, I know that he didn't build the suit per se, but I know his company designed it. But honestly, that was probably the best telling of Batman in general because I saw all 3 of those films, and it's just my personal opinion. Like I said, I'm not a big DC fan. I'm not a big let me rephrase it. I'm not a big Batman fan, but I mean, honestly, it feels like that was the best storytelling for Batman. But at the same time, it didn't get too crazy or too weird, like in I don't know, Joe Schumacher's Batman. I don't know. I mean, with all the Poison Ivy and Arnold Schwarzenegger delivering his icy puns, you know? I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I really do. The Dark Knight trilogy was very well written.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, if it's gonna be highly received, then you know maybe I might go see it. Probably not. But and in other movies news, one more thing I want to plug. Jurassic World 3 has started filming.
What's the second film again?
Jurassic World. Yeah. So
Sweet.
The third movie has started filming. So yeah, I think that's yeah. I mean, I think that's pretty much it for. I think that's the only movie news I've heard. So.
Well, we're forgetting one thing.
What's that?
Remember Sam Raimi's directing Doctor Strange?
God damn it! Damn it, Chris! Damn it! You stole my thunder! God damn it! Fuck!
I didn't know you had thunder, so.
Oh, whoa! Calm down there, Chris. But yeah. Chris, you take the wheel on this one, my friend.
Alright. So Sam Raimi, who is responsible for the first 3 live-action Spider-Man movies and the Evil Dead trilogy and our whole franchise, and his best friend with Bruce Campbell, has announced a few weeks ago that he will be working with Marvel to direct Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, which is going to be a tribute to horror films from the 1980s and a little bit from the 90s. Which I think that's pretty fun. Yeah, and I really want to see at one point Doctor Strange going through the multiverse or whatever, and at one point he's in the cabin from the Evil Dead, and he looks over and he sees Ash from the Evil Dead, and it's like a cameo appearance. I think that'd be fun as hell.
That would be, because I told Chris this the other day, they did do a crossover comic with, during the Marvel Zombies, they had Ash Williams come from the Evil Dead universe, and there was an Ash Williams in the Marvel universe, but the Ash Williams from the Evil Dead universe wanted to figure out what was going on in the Marvel universe. And the Necronomicon could not help Ash Williams in that universe.
Wow, dude, you gotta send me this. I gotta look at this.
I'll have to find photos again, but I think there's a link on YouTube about a guy who reads some of the some comics on YouTube. I'll send you a link after the show. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I really hope that Sam Raimi does take the helmet directing Doctor Strange, because I like him to visit the Sam Raimi Spider-Verse and have that small reference from Spider-Man 2. It's like, Doctor Strange. Oh, that's pretty good. But that name's already taken. Just connect the dots on that one,
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, I think this will be a good Doctor Strange. Like, the first Doctor Strange is good, but this one, because it's Sam Raimi, is going to be better than the first one.
Oh, damn right, yeah.
So, okay, I think we finally have all the movie stuff covered.
Oh, damn right, yeah, good.
Okay, did anybody pre-order anything, or are you planning on pre-ordering something later this year?
Mayfix Thor is pre-ordered.
Okay.
Yep.
I did pre-order. I haven't pre-ordered anything recently, but a couple things I do have on pre-order are the Marvel Legends Stan Lee. Come on, dude, you gotta have a Stan Lee when you shop with Marvel figures. I mean, that's rule number one in Marvel Collect. At least in my book. You may be different. And I do have Rescue from Message People. Scarlet Witch is on her way, hopefully. I do have a couple of DC figures on their order as well. The Mayfix Hush Catwoman and the Message Birds of Prey Harley Quinn.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah, I'm going to try to get, I don't have to have the pre-order, but I'm going to try to get those new Ghostbuster figures that they just showed this weekend at Toy Fair. Not the ones from the movies, but the ones from the cartoon series in the 80s, the real Ghostbusters. I want to get those guys, because they look pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, and I don't have anything else that I can think of, but I don't know, maybe I'll find something that I'll go ahead and grab it or whatever. I don't know yet.
Okay. So, okay, well, in terms of Transformers, what third-party Transformers are you looking forward for? I don't got anything on my radar.
Honestly, if I do end up replacing my Masterpiece Star Saber, I'd have to say the third-party version of him that's going to be coming out this year. I mean, I think it's what, Iron Trans? I know it's weird. It's like a third-party company that just recently.
What's the name?
Iron Trans is the new company, but it's called Starblade. Is a third-party representation of Star Saber. And for one, I think the posability on this it trumps the posability on the Star Saber I have. I mean, if I do get this one, I'll just have maybe my MP Star Saber and my Victory Leo and combined while I fiddle with the with Starblade, which is the third-party Star Saber. But it's a maybe. It's a maybe on my list. I mean, I want to see a review on it first before I make that decision. You know.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that third-party name is Iron Trans?
Well, the company's Iron Trans. The name is Starblade.
Yeah, I'm asking the name of the company.
Iron Trans.
So like Iron Man got transgender?
Oh, God. I'm tired of your liberal agenda. It's boring. It's boring. God.
Okay, so here's a question for everybody. When do you think is a stopping point for collecting? So, like, at what point do you feel like you have enough where you just stop collecting altogether, or do you just take a break, or do you kind of minimize your collection and then you get back into collecting?
I don't
There's
know.
no right or wrong answer, because everyone's going to vary.
I mean, for a joking answer is running out of room, but on a serious note, I mean, it depends on what is filling your collection. I mean, there's certain points in my collection, both in the Transformers and the SH figure arts. With Transformers there just feels like there's something missing, like another Decepticon or maybe another Autobot. And once those minor holes are filled, that's it. You know, that's it for Transformers. Until a third-party company comes out with something better, sell what is taking that spot, and then just have the new one and put it on the shelf. So there's that. With SH figure arts, there's, like, for example, the Iron Man armors. I mean, there's not just one particular armor. All the armors are different in their own unique way, and it's just builds and builds and builds. But when it comes to, like, say, Captain America, right? To me, there's only 2 superior Captain America figures out there, and then the other is the third I have in my collection. It's not superior, but it kind of fills that. It just kind of fills that. Hey, he fits best with this part of the collection, you know, and I guess is that when all that is said and done, it's like, okay, well, I'm done. You know, it's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know, I'm done. You know.
Right. I have the great part of it is like until you run out of room, and it's like, oh shit, because I've been collecting a bunch of G.I. Joe vehicles and figures lately, and at some point I'll start collecting Star Wars figures and maybe get a couple of vehicles and then get back into Transformers. But I know pretty soon I'm gonna have to start looking into like shelves.
Yeah.
To put on the wall and rearrange some stuff and figure it out later on here. Because I know James was telling me he found some really good shelves on Amazon for like $20 that look really nice, and they give you plenty of room to put stuff on.
Nice.
But I do think that, like, there does come a point where it's like, okay, either you take a break for a while, or maybe not collect anything for a couple of years and then get back into it, or I could probably get rid of this or that and then make new additional room for getting back to collecting again. I think it'll vary. It all depends on what you have and how big your objects are.
Right, exactly.
For me, it's a little harder because I collect Star Wars books and new Star Wars books come out, so I'm trying to get all the Star Wars books, and it's really hard. So I really can't say when my stopping point is.
Right, because that's. I mean, for example, that's when it comes to like comic books, for example. I mean, there's always a new issue of comics always coming out, and you're like, holy crap, I have to get it. And then you're like, well, now I read it, now it's just sitting there collecting dust. But, you know, and then it's like, well, okay, then they come out with a new comic. They're like, okay, well, this continues from that one story, and it builds and builds and builds. Just like in Quinn's case is with Star Wars books. Yeah.
There's new books, there's in between.
That's why I don't collect comics, because I do not want to fall down that rabbit hole.
I almost did, and I got out of it really quick.
Yeah, so did I. Because I was really getting into like the IDW Transformer comic books, like right when I got done with college, and I had to stop because it's like, well, I can only have so much room, and I want to have room for my, my toy collection. and everything else I have. So I came to a point where I had to stop collecting comic books. But it was perfect timing because that's where like the writing for IDW was getting a little bit strange.
Yeah,
especially the G.I. Joe comic books. They had one writer that was getting pretty like SJW, far left, liberal agenda type of person, and yeah, that was a whole shitstorm behind the scenes. So that was perfect timing for me to stop collecting comic books.
Right, and the thing is, when it comes to war and stuff, there's no such thing as a liberal agenda. You know, I mean, I get that G.I. Joe is a special organization in the comics and the show and stuff, but in war itself, there's no one branch. It's you have your brother and sister by your side. If you get wounded or you're about to die, your brother and sister will be there to comfort you. But at the same time, you're in a war zone, and war is different. You know, it really is.
That is true.
It is.
Yeah, you know, I get the first issue, and then I miss out on a couple, and then I'm like, you know what, I miss out on a couple, I'm just not, because it's like, why would I go back and get the other issue? I mean, don't get me wrong, yeah, it's a great story and everything like that, but really and truly when it's all said and done, it's paper, or it's a bunch of words and pictures on paper, and like it does on a shelf. When I'm done reading it, and I'm not gonna spend like $5, like over $5 for that. You know, it's just, especially when I'm already paying 20 to I believe the highest for figure prices are $80 per figure. Yeah, no.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I get what you're saying, Tyler. I mean, it feels like I can get more usage out of a figure than a comic book.
Yeah, I wanted to give you my answer for when I was stopped collecting, and honestly, I have a few answers. A, when it gets too expensive and I can't afford it. B, when they stop making everything I want. And C, when I have enough figures where I feel like my collection is satisfied, where I'm satisfied with my collection, and I'm pretty much good on, you know, photo ideas and you know, if I want to get into either stop motion or, you know, continue my comic book, my action figure comic stuff, you know, if I have enough figures for those, then I don't need anything else.
Nice. What about Dan? I know he doesn't.
I highly doubt that's going to be anytime soon.
Right.
But hey, this is the world we live in, right?
What about Dan? No, Dan. When do you think you're gonna run out of room for your vintage video game collection, or when is it gonna get too expensive for you?
To the point, I'd say for when my stopping point would be for all the ones I want. You know, I'm not expecting to collect every single, you know, NES game, so I'm mainly just collecting the ones that, I don't know, I liked the most when I was a kid, so.
Nice. Well,
so that's kind of where the collection would stop. I mean, price-wise, yeah. I mean, some of them are freaking expensive as shit, but.
Oh, yeah. Like when we went to that store in Madison, yeah, some of them were expensive as fuck.
Like $300 for just one. But again, the thing was, I think for that one, it's a sealed game, so it's originally sealed, so it was never open.
Right. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, if you're talking
so, I mean, I'm not interested in collecting like the ones that have never been opened. I collect the box art mainly, and then like it having all the paperwork and everything, like kind of like you got it from the store, you know, back when it came out.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's generally when at least that collection, you know, stopped. Besides that, I mean, I don't know. I guess that would be the main collection, at least for what that would be my stopping point. But
right, yeah.
I mean, I'll probably still collect other cool things, like, you know, if a cool game comes out or something, and it comes with like a collector's edition with like a cool model or something, or, you know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I kind of got started into doing that recently. So
nice.
Yeah, I think it also depends on like where you live and how big of your living space you have, which also can dictate how much room you have or how much you can keep collecting.
Right.
That's what a closet's for. You know, you rotate your collection like that. You know.
Oh, dude.
Put some away, and then you next month, you know, you take the different ones out, put the other ones away.
I know our buddy Justin Catfish. He's got his collection, and he sold a shit ton of Dairy Time last year. But in the one closet he still has a shitload of the original boxes yet to get rid of. Because I think he also collects the boxes for the box art.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I have to admit, yeah, the box art is pretty cool to look at, but I'd rather just have a picture of that saved on my computer and then get rid of the actual box itself. You know,
right, exactly. I mean,
but see, there's people like Dan that are going to want to display that in their rooms to show off.
I mean,
that's the whole reason for it.
Yeah, that's
kind of the whole reason I kind of started. Is I always like watching YouTubers, like the one, especially like for the game collection one. I want to do is like you'd see like YouTubers where they have like just a room full, just a wall of just the games displayed. Like I always found cool.
Right, I've seen some of those too. Those are pretty fucking awesome.
I've always wanted to do it. I just never knew where to start. You know, I always found people that do that stuff kind of awesome. You know, whether it's Transformers or, you know, video games, comics. I mean, I always found those interesting. So
nice.
Right. All right. So imagine this. We've been talking about having like a room with your collection to display things in and stuff like that. Now, what I like to do is, I know our buddy Catfish, he had at one point in his basement, he had his collection and a big HD TV with movies and stuff on it. But I think, and that's a cool display, but I also think if you had that kind of setup, or if you didn't, and you wanted a streaming service, what would be like one streaming service you would want to use for the rest of your life? You can only pick one.
Disney Plus all the way.
Wow.
Netflix.
Yeah, that's a tough call for me. I'd have to say Netflix.
Yeah, I mean, I've used both Disney Plus and Netflix. I mean, Disney Plus has things that Netflix doesn't have, but Netflix has a lot of original movies and stories and whatnot, and
they're throwing money out at these people to make new series, which is awesome.
Exactly.
Know?
I mean,
there's less restriction.
Yeah, I mean,
honestly, I mean, don't get me wrong, I would use both Disney Plus and Netflix, but if I only had to choose one, probably Disney Plus, because I love my Star Wars, I love my Marvel, they have some Disney stuff that I like Lilo and Stitch, and some Disney Pixar movies. So I'm pretty much, but if I had to choose more than one, then I'm gonna add Netflix and maybe Hulu as well.
All right.
See, I'm on a budget, so the only ones I can afford right now is just Amazon Prime, Netflix, and Disney Plus, and that's it.
Nice.
For me, I'd say Disney Plus because I have two niece and a nephew, so they can watch off my phone.
Nice.
Yeah, Disney Plus is pretty good. I'm impressed with it.
I mean, Disney Plus is a pretty good streaming service. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I can't count how many times I watched Endgame on that. I'm not gonna lie. But
well, yeah, it's already got stuff from like 20th Century Fox on it now. But they just got done. They had Journey to the Center of the Earth.
wow.
And Disney Plus already had it. So I was like, oh, well, I like Jules Verne, and I've never seen this movie before, so I watched it today.
Right, yeah.
It was like the last minute, it took me out by surprise. Like, oh, shit, I didn't realize they had this movie from 20th Century Fox.
Right.
But,
the Disney Plus is also premiering the final season of the Clone Wars, which I have not seen it yet. I mean, I don't know if any of you have, but I haven't seen it yet because my brother and I are watching seasons 1 through 6 in the order of the story. So there's a lot of bouncing around from season to season, back and forth. But I mean, we still enjoy watching it in the order of the story. It's really weird seeing it that way, but it's also really cool to see it that way instead of just random episodes bouncing back and forth between timelines.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say Disney. I would say if I could only pick one for the rest of my life, it would be Netflix. But Disney Plus is also looking pretty good.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but now, besides our next topic, besides streaming services, what is the best DVD collector's box set you have seen?
I would have to say the original Back to the Future box set, not the newest one that recently came out, but we're talking like where it had all 3 films, had a sheath on it, had like you can just open it and you have all 3 movies at your disposal. I'd have to say that one.
Well, I was going to say the best looking one in terms of the collector's TV set would be, I think the best one, and it's also in terms of creativity. I think the Breaking Bad Fate series TV set is really cool because it's in the shape of like a chemical barrel with all the DVDs inside of the whole series.
That's pretty fucking dope, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and then there's one for MASH. It's in the shape of a military first aid kit. It's got all the DVDs inside.
Nice.
Yeah. I would say those two are probably, in terms of creativity, are probably the best ones I've seen.
Right.
That excludes the one for the Matrix of Leadership Transformers one.
Oh.
And
the one I got you.
For Christmas one year? Yeah. Besides that one, and besides the G.I. Joe one that looks like a military footlocker, besides those two, I think the best ones are the MASH and the Breaking Bad ones.
Nice. Yeah.
I don't know. I like the G.I. Joe one.
Yeah, that one is pretty cool. I still wish I could get my hands on it in terms of collecting purposes. But
I like the Matrix one too that I got you.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of that one, I actually saw on YouTube, there's a guy doing a review for that DVD box set, and he was one of the people working for Hasbro, helping to make that set. And he had the idea of putting in like a clear piece of plastic, so when you pulled it up, it looked like the DVDs were floating inside, but they couldn't figure it out.
Nice.
So, but let's go moving on here. Our custom spotlight this week is from Tyler Pickup. Tyler, did you put it in the group chat?
I'm sorry, what was that?
The custom spotlight of your work for this month. Did you put it in the group chat?
No, I sent it to you.
Oh, well, just go ahead and put it in the group chat so everybody can see it. But basically, what I have here is a customized looking Deadpool figure, and it's pretty good looking.
Has Starpool?
Yes, me as an original character, Starpool, basically, I sent it to you again, gosh damn it. God, I'm blind. Sorry. God. Sometimes I'm clumsy, sometimes I'm blind. I don't know. Anyway. I made this original character back in late 2015, early 2016, and this was like back when Google Plus was still around. Remember that? When they pretty much forced us to have with YouTube and everything like that. Fun times. But anyway, I used to role play a lot with spreads I met and everything like that. And I developed this character called Starpool, where it's a crossover of Star Wars or just Marvel in general. And I kind of named him that way because, you know, I love Star Wars. Deadpool was the first R-rated movie that I saw, as far as I remember. And so I kind of wanted him to have a Deadpool kind of look, but with my own take on it. So what I did for the figure was, the lower torso is the Marvel Legends Hydro Man / Luke Cage. Well, I say that because, you know, they both share the same legs, but I didn't want to pay $30 for the Luke Cage and then use only the legs, because that's just expensive. And so obviously I just heavily weathered the shoes or boots and gave the pants some black wash, and I used the DC-17 pistol and those holsters from a Black Series Captain Red, and just painted them black and some blue on there, and I think that worked really well. And then the torso and head are from a Marvel Legends 90s Deadpool, and it's kind of funny because when I was still, I thought I said wasn't out of work. Anyway, sorry about that. So what I did was I used some the 90s Deadpool I used. I had to drill a little bit of the peg holes for where the shoulders plugged into, so that I could put the KO SH Big Bar's Clone Trooper arms, and and those were ball joints going into swivel sockets, so I had to dremel a little bit of plastic out, and I messed up the right armpit joint, so I had to swap it out for the second Marvel Legends Deadpool I had. I got two, and basically painted the torso, painted the logos on the shoulder pads, which were tedious as all get out, and very, very difficult to keep proportionate and everything like that. And I also painted his, I don't think it's in the photos, but I painted up a couple of clone blasters for him as well, and like the DC-15 rifle things, and then the one with Anakin, Rex, and all that. And then that's the Halloween photo, and the shore blasters photos. And recently, I went back and took his arms apart, and for the arm armor, I sanded a bit out so that his elbows were bendable, and it does work, which I'm very happy about. This because the way Bandai Tamashii engineered the clone trooper elbows is they engineered them to act like a single hinge for some reason when it's actually a double hinge. I don't know why they did that. It's weird how they did that, but it is what it is. But yeah, I also lightsabers from a Black Kanan, which one of my buddies, aka aka on Instagram, Bane of the Sith, helped me out with, and he does great customs too, so check out his Instagram. And he helped out on those, and let me think. The straps are made of ribbon, craft ribbon, and then the strap buckle and the scabbards were from the which is Deadpool as well. I just shortened the scabbards a bit and used toothpicks for the pegs for the lightsaber wheels to peg onto.
Okay, nice. Yeah, that looks good.
Oh.
You definitely got some creativity going.
Thank you. And I hope I wasn't talking too fast because I wanted to explain it, but I didn't want to over-explain it or to drag it on. You know.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
And arting it with him is he was made for my friend R2D2, the rocket booster version.
Cool. So yeah, that is our custom spotlight for this week. Featuring Tyler Pickup's custom circle figure. Nice job, man.
Thank you.
Alright, on to our final part of the show. We are now going to bring our guests up to the spotlight for the 13 questions. Quinn, are you ready?
Yeah.
Alright, we're going to ask you 13
For the funny
questions.
dudes.
Yeah.
Nice.
We're going to ask you 13 questions just to get to know you a little bit more. So, are you ready?
Yeah.
Alright. What is your preferred name or nickname?
I would have to say Quinny because a lot of people call me by Quinny.
In terms of like a nickname?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know people called you Quinn, so that works.
Quinny, Quinner, whichever.
Okay. What year were you born?
1989.
Okay, nice. Favorite kind of food or favorite type of meal?
Oh boy. That's a hard question because I cook a lot of different. I'd say noodles, mainly noodles.
Like ramen or butter noodles?
If it's noodles, I'll eat noodles. Doesn't matter what type.
Oh, so I could just like jerk off into a pile of noodles and you'd eat it, right?
Yeah.
I was kidding. I wouldn't do that.
I know.
No, I would never do anything like that. That's disgusting. So it could be like spaghetti or ramen or leftover butter noodles or chicken Alfredo noodles. You don't care as long as it's noodles, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm kind of surprised you haven't gone to like Noodles Company.
I know, it's, you know.
Well, we should check that place out next time we go to Madison.
Noodles and Company is magical. It really is.
Is it?
It's good shit.
So Quinn would like it then.
I mean, it's good shit.
I probably would.
Straight up good. It's glorious. Glorious.
Okay. Alright, well, Quinn and I will have to try Noodles and Company next time.
I've been there. I've been there.
You've been, I was trying to ask you if you've been to Noodles and Company.
Yes.
Well, I've never been there, so we'll have to go there together next time we go to Madison.
We can do that.
Alright. So that's your favorite type of food. Doesn't matter, just as long as it's noodles, period.
That's right.
What about, like, whole grain noodles?
They're not bad.
No, they're not too bad. I had some one time. I had like whole grain noodles with spaghetti one time. They weren't too bad, but alright. So let me ask you this: what is your favorite color?
Favorite car?
Color.
Color? I'd have to say a lot of it would be pink.
Okay, that light shade of red.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, So with that, favorite kind of music?
Oh God, that's hard to say because I do listen to a lot of different music.
Okay, well, is there I just picked one for tonight.
I'd have to say a lot of soundtracks. No, Native American music. Native American flute music.
Oh, okay, that works.
Actually, if I may, if that's okay,
Yes.
if you ever want to listen to music at night and you just want just calming music to sleep to, I highly recommend it. It's very relaxing. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I'm learning to play the Native American flute. I actually own a Native American flute.
Oh, nice.
I have it on my bed. I can show that off if you guys want to see it.
I mean,
Yeah, you can take a picture of it and send it to us in the group chat.
yeah, that'd be cool.
Or I can always just pull up my camera and show it off that way.
Tell you what, once at the end of the show, you can do that and you'll show it to us because we got to get through these other questions yet.
Yeah,
That's fun.
well, I mean, we still have plenty of time. It's only been an hour and 38-minute show, but yeah, let's keep the trend going, Chris. Go ahead, my friend.
All right, Quinn, what is your collection based on, or what kind is it?
Usually, mainly, it's a mix, but mainly the main part of my collection is like Star Wars. I have, oh gosh, about maybe 4 rows of Star Wars books, and then some.
Yeah, those Star Wars books of yours?
Yeah, I do read a lot of. I do love to read, so it's mainly Star Wars books. I have some Aragon. So I do collect some Zelda stuff. I have a couple Zelda stuff.
Oh yeah, you do. So,
Would have earned my respect.
Thank you.
you still got to get all those other Zelda figures for your little stand yet.
I know.
You gotta get on that, girl.
I know it.
But all right, so next question: what got you into collecting?
Mainly like because I love to read, so Star Wars is something that piques my interest, and that's part of what got me into Star Wars or into reading and stuff.
Okay, good.
Star Wars has a lot of fun going, honestly.
Yeah, I do really like Star Wars, so.
Alright, so do you have any other collections besides your main collection? In this case, do you have anything else besides your Star Wars book collection?
I know I have action figures.
Yeah, you got some Star Wars action figures.
I know I got Optimus Prime.
Which one?
The one I got from DairyCon last year. The movie bears, I think it's Revenge of the Fallen.
Oh yeah, you're right, it is that one.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Okay, so have you done anything untoward for your collection? Like, did you steal any money from anybody? Just you go to the store and get a toy or whatever? Did you do any shoplifting? Anything like that? Anything you normally wouldn't do just to get that one thing you desperately had to get?
No. 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 I'd be in trouble.
Okay. Alright, so what is your favorite and least favorite movie?
My least favorite movie, I'd have to say Jaws. I do not like that movie.
What? Really?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
My favorite type of movies would be I got a wide variety. I know Zombieland's really good. Because I actually have Zombieland 2 and Double Tap.
Oh,
Fuck.
Oh,
You know, I really want to see Zombieland 2, so I guess I need to watch Zombieland 1 then.
great.
Tremors is another favorite.
You know what it is. Okay, so that would be like your favorite movie,
And
then
Star Wars.
Okay, so that would Star Wars would be like your favorite movie, and Jaws is your least favorite movie.
Yeah.
That's interesting you said that because I saw today on Facebook that at the Toy Fair in New York, they got some collectible Jaws action figures of the cast that you can get. So those are pretty cool. Okay. What kind of fears or phobias do you have?
Fears or I know I don't like centipedes, so it's getting me going. Ugh. Gross. Yeah.
Nobody likes those fuckers. You just have to name one thing as well, not a whole bunch. Just one thing. But okay, well, what about this? What kind of car do you drive?
Right now, I drive a 96 Dodge Intrepid.
Very cool. That is a nice car.
It is.
Nice. Very nice.
Alright. On to our final and last questions. Do you attend Comic Cons, and if so, how often do you go?
I do. I attend I've gone to DairyCon, and I've also gone to Wizard World in Madison, and we basically go almost every year to the Wizard World.
That is true. Yes, you have to come around.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, Quinn, those were the 13 questions you passed.
Nice.
So, with those questions being answered and everything we just got done talking about, we can now just hang out, shoot the shit if we want. But then, well, you know what? I just thought of something. Next month, we will be having our very first foreign guest on board for next month's episode. He is a Canadian, and he's a big Transformers fan, and we're going to be talking to him next month, and talking about his collection, asking him the same type of questions. And John came up with a great episode name for next month's episode 16, Canadian Invasion, Canadian Ham Bacon. Well, you could call it episode 16, Canadian Kevin Bacon.
Canadian ham bacon, is that what we're calling it?
Canadian Kevin Bacon.
Canadian ham
Ham tries to be bacon.
So Canadian Kevin Bacon.
Canadian Kevin Bacon, alright.
No, Canadian Kevin Bacon Invasion.
Oh, I like it. It's good. I like it. And you know what's even funnier though? Quinn was talking about Tremors.
Yeah, so last time Gail was the inspiration, but now Quinn was because she mentioned Tremors. And of course, who's in the movie Tremors? Kevin Bacon. So thank you, Quinn, for contributing to the creation of next month's title episode.
Thank you.
Episode title, I should say. Last time it was Dan, now it's Quinn's turn.
Well, yeah.
Yep.
Tonight we're all talking shit while taking a shit, courtesy of Dan.
Hey, Chris.
What?
Do you have those clips, those audio clips?
Oh, Dirk?
Yeah.
Well, since we're here, is there any way I can play them so everybody can hear them on Skype?
It's a good question. Shit.
Would I have to put it in the chat?
Probably you don't have to. My computer literally is hearing everything. Everything I say, everything that comes out of my speakers, everything is literally being recorded. So maybe try to do a test. See if it works.
Let's do it here. This is all experimental. If not, John, you'll have to ask Bishop the link to those audio clips. You'll have to do the sound clips from now on.
Yeah.
But let me try something here. Okay. Well, I can put the sound clip in the chat, but...
Let me see if it works. Hold on.
Did everybody hear that?
No, I'm pretty sure in Skype you have to put a setting to output your PC audio during chat.
I played it, but I don't know if it...
Okay, so Dan, where do I go for that?
Stop. Mute yourself or something.
Something's off.
No, there's a lot of static. Your headset constantly switches between being quiet and then just having a bunch of static in there in the audio.
Oh, I can hear you fine.
Let me see. So go in settings and then audio video.
Audio video.
I'm trying to see.
We can't figure it out. We can always do it another day, another later date.
We'll have to figure it out later. I'm gonna have to look it up.
We'll do some prototyping and figure it out. We'll do something. We'll figure it out. But yeah. So I'm about 4 beers in deep, so feeling pretty good. Dan left. Okay.
Let's see if I can get Catfish on here.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, see if he wants to jump on. I'll turn the camera back on. Flip everybody off. Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Shout out the message.
Dan's back.
Hit the wrong button and it closed out Skype, and then all of a sudden I go and open Skype and it starts installing the update, so be aware of that.
Oh, shit.
Good thing.
Alright, so we're all in agreement for next month's episode. It's called Canadian Kevin Bacon Invasion.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, then I will make a note of it on my phone right now, so I don't forget.
Right.
That's okay. Well, it's wonder why we've been here for so long.
So we out, or are we still going?
Hold on.
I would assume we'd be out. Hey there.
I've not heard anything from them, so yeah, I guess we'll just wrap up this month's episode. So, alright, I'm gonna wrap it up here.
Should I show my flute then real quick, or what?
Oh, yeah, you can show it to us real quick before we close out.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Yeah, feel free to put the camera off.
Oh, ouch.
What happened? What
Hey,
happened?
this is Derb. Oh, wow, so
Okay, I'm back.
Oh God, we're all
Oh,
on.
you guys have video.
Yes, it's a tie.
Oh,
Yeah,
My eyes.
Hold on, it's coming.
oh, cool.
Come on. It's gonna.
yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's a 6-hole key of A.
Nice.
Oh,
Awesome.
you said
I'm not very good at it. I mean, I'm getting better, but I'm only a rookie.
It's so nice to listen to, though.
Thank you. And yeah, I got so much more to learn from it, but it's really relaxing for me.
Are you
Nice.
still on that Facebook page where people practice and talk about Native American flutes?
Yeah. That is called Blue Bear Flutes. They are really supportive. Like, you can ask any type of question and they'll just give you really good, awesome feedback. They're not negative. They give you tips and pointers, and they'll say really good, and then keep your fingers close to the holes and stuff.
That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I enjoy it. This is a cedar flute. 6-hole.
Here.
Nice.
And then, one of the things you have to do is you have to take off the reed, and you have to dump olive oil in there to keep it from cracking.
Huh.
There are two chambers in the flute.
Nice. Nice.
Hey, did you guys ever see that movie years ago, Freddy vs. Jason?
Which one?
Nope.
Those were Jason Voorhees versus Freddy Krueger. It was from 2001.
Possibly. I know I saw one of them. I don't know which one.
I was going to say, there's a scene in it where Jason Voorhees, he, of course, gets pissed off, takes the guy's head and twists it around. And I got a picture of it, and I put JC's face on it, and I'm sending it in the chat. Because if you watch that scene on YouTube, I just think it's hilarious because it just looks so unrealistic. Yeah, right. There's no way someone could die like that. The neck snapping, the spinal cord, the brain. Okay, yeah, but dude, it's so funny when you watch it.
That's funny.
Dude, oh my god, I was laughing my ass off the first time I ever saw it, and then I was laughing my ass off again today, but I thought, oh, I'll just put JC's face on it for sure. I'll send you a link to that scene on Facebook or on Twitter. No, YouTube, I mean. God damn it. Oh,
Chris.
shit, John.
What?
Is that from the Toy Fair?
I think so, yeah. I think so.
Oh, fuck, that looks awesome.
I know, right?
Dude,
Fuck.
okay, so Keanu Reeves needs to get one of those. And he needs to have a picture of him lying down on the floor playing with it. And Keanu Reeves is playing with himself. He's not masturbating.
Oh my God.
That's funny.
I mean, they actually are shooting Matrix 4 now, too. So,
Yeah, that's the crazy thing is, they're filming Bill and Ted's
Excellent
Awesome
Adventure.
Adventure 3 and The Matrix 4.
And on top of that, John Wick 4.
Oh, they're making a fourth one? Oh my god.
Of course they're making a fourth one.
I really gotta get my fat ass in gear and watch those John Wick movies.
Dude,
really
they are
do.
freaking great. I mean,
I need to watch the third one.
I think my favorite. No, I don't mean to be spoilers or anything like that, but I think my favorite scene in the second one is when he's selecting all the weaponry, like all the guns and the Glock, the shotgun, and the AR.
Yeah.
And then the knife. Then the knife is like the finest cutlery. It was just like perfect. Perfect. And then and spoiler, in the third film, he literally fights on horseback. Who the fuck does that? Who the fuck does that? Seriously, he's like, what? Oh my god.
I can just see everybody from the Expendables looking at him like, oh fuck, we need that on our team. That was an awesome crossover.
That would be awesome. That'd be awesome. But I just wonder how they're going to pull off Matrix 4, though. I wonder how the hell they're going to do that. I mean,
well, I heard it's supposed to be like where you can watch the first three and that's it, or you can take the other route and keep going to the fourth one. You know, it kind of gives you the option.
They did not make the fourth one.
I think they should have just done a prequel of some kind.
No, it was good at 3. I have suspicion they might ruin it.
Well, I think it's weird that there were two brothers that wrote, produced, and directed those movies, and now one of those brothers is a transgender.
Oh, both of them are.
No, just one of them is.
okay.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of strange too. Like, oh, one of the Wachowski brothers is transitioned into a woman now. Okay, so directed by the Wachowski siblings, I guess?
Okay, yeah, I guess so. Jesus Christ. But, fuck.
Well, yeah, those movies are going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, I just saw something really funny. So, Keanu Reeves was in the movie Speed, about that bomb on a bus.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Yeah. So, okay, remember, he was on the phone and he's like, Harry, tell me you got something good. Okay, so in the movie Speed, Harry is played by Jeff Daniels, who was also in Dumb and Dumber. I think it would be really funny if he answered the phone and be like, Harry, tell me some good news. Yeah, we made it a bulldog with a shih tzu. We're calling it a bullshit. And then you cut back to Keanu Reeves and you'd be like, you motherfucker.
Oh my god.
You know, I gotta say, if they make a Knights of the Old Republic movie, or
Shit, dude. I'm sorry,
they
Tyler.
should cast Keanu Reeves to play him because it'd be perfect. I mean, honestly, but if they don't for some reason cast Keanu Reeves, my second pick would be Norman Reedus.
I think Keanu Reeves would be really good playing as a new Ghost Rider for the MCU. Because there was that picture of him not that long ago. He's got like this brand new black and gray motorcycle with this really nice black leather jacket.
Yeah.
The phone was on the button for a camera, and someone put that right next to a picture of Ghost Rider with a caption saying, "It could happen." And I think that would work.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about Ghost Rider with a beard, if you know what I mean. I mean, unless he'd shave it off. Or has what was his actual name? The guy that is possessed by the Ghost Rider, Robbie. Doesn't he actually have like a beard or goatee or something like that?
I don't remember.
I think so in the comics. I mean, in the Marvel Agents of the Shield, I think he does. Not 100% sure. But the original Ghost Rider, as we all know, in the comics before they expanded it into the movie from way back in the day, was Johnny Blaze. And honestly, I think Keanu could pull off Johnny Blaze. Honestly, I think he can. You know, I mean, Kevin Feige even said himself in a recent interview that they're saving Keanu for something. We just don't know what yet. So, for the MCU.
I think don't get me wrong. I think he'd be cool as Ghost Rider. I just think that I would just be more excited for Keanu Reeves as Darth Revan. Yeah, he could play that character for sure. Yeah, he definitely could.
Okay.
Star Wars, he could play that character for the Marvel MCU. He could be the next Ghost Rider or something. Yeah.
Can I go now? Say something?
Yeah.
We missed a topic in the discussion. Who do you want Adam Driver to play in the MCU? We completely missed it. Like, who do you think Adam Driver could play in the MCU? Hero or villain?
I'm thinking of going for villain. Yeah. For Dr. Strange. I don't know. Adam Driver just has that face. That face that he could be a villain. I mean, yeah. Spoilers for Rise of Skywalker, whoever hasn't seen that. Yeah, Ben Solo eventually does become a good guy, but, still, it's... I don't know. As far as, the MCU goes, I really think Adam Driver should be a villain. With, a pretty tragic backstory or something. Well, I think Adam Driver could play a villain for Doctor Strange movie, for sure. That'd be awesome.
I was going to say Galactus.
Galactus could be a good one. Yeah.
I mean, think about it. In the Marvel Comics, Galactus is kind of a thin guy anyway, and on top of that, he played Supreme Leader in Star Wars. So I mean, Galactus is a devourer of worlds. So, and he pulls off the pigheadedness pretty well in the new Star Wars. So why not have that pigheadedness be into Galactus and have him be the ultimate bad guy? And you think about it, Ego was Kurt Russell, who is about, 6 feet? So an Ego is literally a planet. So they can make something for Galactus to, walk around in human form or something, like a small human form. But still be able to mass shift himself into Galactus.
Yeah, this is true.
So my question is, the question for the listener,
go back to the Star Pool, but I forgot to mention at the chess place, I got 2 sons. Outer Rim Traders. I guess they casted a Guavian enforcer chest plate, and it was pretty good for $10. So.
Nice. So
that and some shoulder pads, which I didn't use.
So my question for the listeners of the show: who do you want to see Adam Driver play in the MCU? So that'd be a question for our listeners, whoever listen to the show. And that's about it. Chris, what do you think?
I think we're finished in here. Yeah, I don't think Fish is going to be joining us. Okay. Yeah, we're going to wrap this up. Alright. Well, Dennis, again, a month from now, in March, we'll have our first Canadian foreign guest on board. I want to thank Mr. John Hansen for joining us, Mr. Tyler Pickup, Mr. Dan Weigang, and our first female guest, Quinn Radke, for joining us tonight. Hey, Terrence. So, I am Chris Radke. This is TKO, The Next Generation, and we're out.
Since some people don't know how to read, here are the shoutouts. Everybody from TKO, even Tyler Fulcher, the Rum Collectors, Jonah Hall, Bobby Skullface Reviews, Eula Blama, LML Customs, and Dairy Cow. Our bank accounts, who weep when we spend our money on plastic crap. Mountain Dew, root beer, and Guinness, the lifeblood of this program. And of course, our Lord and Savior, Dirk. If you like the show and want to join us and want to be a fellow fanboy, like us and subscribe to the channel on YouTube and look us up on Facebook. We'll be back next month with more nonsense.